The F-3H Demon might not be one of the aircraft on your guys' radars as a fun aircraft to take out in your grind for the F-106. Yet, the F-3H Demon has a couple of things that makes it pretty fun and interesting to take out and play. So, as far as weaponry goes for your F-3H Demon, you are the lowest American fighter that has the access to the Sparrow missile, making you the lowest BR fighter that has access to Fox 1s for the United States. So you have the access to the AIM-7C Sparrow. This is the first generation of the very infamous Sparrow air-to-air missile. I won't lie to you guys, the AIM-7C is not the best Sparrow by far, and it is not the best SAR missile we have at this BR. That belongs to the Soviet R3R, and honestly that is sort of up for, talking about, up for argument, because yes, the AIM-7C does have longer range. The R3R is much harder to dodge and actually acts more like a missile. The AIM-7C is a bit more of one of those things that you might get to work sometimes. And paired with a radar that I have found to be a bit back and forth and iffy, its ACM mode is pretty bad, and sometimes it will miss things on its original search scans. It's kind of finicky to take out and play. You can have success with the AIM-7C. I would say your better air-to-air missile is obviously going to be the very infamous AIM-9B Sidewinder, which if you guys are at all familiar with US fighters or even NATO aircraft whatsoever, you'll know about the Sidewinder. The AIM-9B is the first generation of the Sidewinder, being a rear aspect only missile, and it definitely is capable. I would not say it's the best. I think it is by far one of the better missiles you'll find in terms of rear aspect, especially in down tiers. However, at 9.3 and in up tiers, there are better air-to-air missiles. So you just carry a couple of the okay ones that are paired with a good flight model. Now, the flight model of the F-3H Demon is where it gets a little bit more interesting. You actually are very capable in dogfights. You can actually dogfight with just about every aircraft in this game, or in this BR range, except for maybe a handful. The thing is, the longer those dogfights go on, the lower and lower your chances of winning go. You bleed a lot of speed in the F-3H. You need to keep that in mind at all times. You also have to remember that it is harder to regain speed in the Demon than it is in other aircraft. Once you bleed your airspeed, it's going to be gone for a while, especially if you're lugging around the AIM-7C. Now, another thing about this aircraft is the radar. Like I've already mentioned, it can be a bit finicky when you're trying to use the AIM-7C, but that doesn't necessarily make it bad by any means. At this BR, you gotta understand that not a lot of aircraft have a search radar or a search capability. A lot of them only have an ACM mode. Yes, technically the MiG-21, the aircraft I would compare this to the most, does have a air quote search mode, but you can't really gain locks from it. You basically only have your ACM to gain locks, unlike the Demon, which you can transition from that search to an acquirement mode and actually gain the lock just from search. So the Demon has a pretty capable radar at 9.3. Now, as far as actually playing this aircraft for you guys goes, I would say take it out. It's a lot of fun. It has a learning curve, however. You do need to learn, obviously, the weapon systems aboard the aircraft, being your Sidewinder and Sparrow missiles. Learn the flight model, learn that you bleed speed. Also, learning the guns. You are armed with 4 20mm Colt Browning cannons. And these are very good. These are actually my favorite guns in the entire game, being the 20mm Colt. It's only found on naval fighters in the US air trade, at least as far as I'm aware. And they're only found on, I believe, I want to say maybe 5 aircraft. The ones that come to mind are the Demon. I believe I know both of the Furies get them, and I do believe there's a couple. I think that I'm missing 1 or 2 in there. But for the most part, it's a weapon system that isn't found. Oh yes, the Crusaders carry it. It's not a weapon system that is found on a lot of aircraft. It's only, like I said, found on those 6. So learning it can have a bit of a learning curve. Anyways, I do want to know what your guys' thoughts are down below on the Demon. Do you guys think it's a fun aircraft? Have you guys enjoyed playing it? Do you guys think you're going to test it out? Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, join the Discord link down below in the description. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.